Let's view Prashanti, which is a close-to-heart segment of many of our viewers. This is presented here by beautiful Nalini Bhatt.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. Many scholars, intellectuals and scientists were close devotees of Shri Baba. Initially skeptics, they soon became convinced that Baba is a phenomenon that science cannot understand or explain. We bring you one such devotee, Dr. Bhagavantam, in two segments of Prashanti. Dr. Bhagavantam was the architect of the defense research in independent India. He was a scientific advisor in the Ministry of Defense, Director General of Defense Research Development Organization, and Director of Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. He was an associate of the Nobel Prize winner Shri C.V. Raman, along with whom he discovered the quantum photon in 1932. His very first meeting with Baba in 1959 made Bhagavantam wonder if there wasn't something beyond science. Baba poured some sand into his cupped hands on the banks of Chitravati river, and Bhagavantam was stunned to find the sand turn into a red-covered book in his cupped hands, a copy of Bhagavad Gita printed in his language, Telugu. He was a devotee who saw and interacted with Shri Baba at close quarters, and the episodes contain several insights into Shri Baba's life.
I came to him when I was very active in my scientific career. Curiosity to know what Satya Sai Baba is, and can we have a rational explanation for Satya Sai Baba's actions. The motivation with which I first came to Satya Sai Baba 20 years ago. Things have changed so much since then that I am no longer foolish to ask such questions. I have had many opportunities of finding my own answers, and Satya Sai Baba has been most generous to go out of his way to clear all those doubts. I look back and I cannot recognize what I was. I came to Satya Sai Baba as a scientist who believed that there is nothing that science cannot explain, and there is no room for God. I was conceited, very proud of my scientific knowledge, of my ability to speak and expound in the English language, and so on. Today, I have come to learn that my knowledge is nothing. I am a much better, much saner person today.
The gap between objective knowledge as accumulated by science and the miracles of Satya Sai Baba must have posed difficulty for you.
In matters that interest Satya Sai Baba, the material world is of no importance at all. In fact, he plays it down so much that I learned that the material world is not of any significance. There is something beyond the material world, beyond science, which we should understand if we really want to know the nature of human life.
In your experience in translating for Baba, could you tell us maybe some small stories?
I have had some of the most shattering moments while translating Baba. He has not learned English at all. He is carefully following my translation to see if that is correct, and ever ready to supply a word or a sentence if I am not able to get it at the right time. This is one of the most difficult things for any scientist to explain. Here is a man who has not gone to school. Here I am with 40 years of experience of teaching in English and making a mistake and being corrected immediately on the spot by Baba. This transcends all scientific explanation and rational thought. A Japanese geologist knew very little English. Man would simply break down and said, Baba has told me something about my life which only my mother knew. What happened to me when I was a young baby. He had a weak heart. Baba gave this Japanese professor a small locket looking like the human heart with Baba's picture on it and said, you still have a weak heart. You wear this locket near your heart, you will be protected. This man said that Baba spoke to him in his own language. And when I asked Baba later, he said, oh, you need a language. I don't need a language. I speak from my heart to his heart. The wife of the president of Mexico did not know a word of English. The ambassador and this lady and Baba were in the room for 45 minutes. When they came out, I asked the ambassador if the madam is happy. The ambassador said, yes, exceedingly happy. I asked Baba, Swami, in what language did you speak to this lady? Baba said, I speak in the language of the heart.
We shall spend some more time with Dr. Bhagavantam in the next episode. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Prashanti will take the lead, which rotates around Satya Sai Baba. This is eloquently presented here by gracious Nalini Bhatt. Let's take a look.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. Last week we brought you Dr. Bhagavantam, a hardcore scientist who realized the limitations of science and accepted Shri Baba's divinity. In this episode, Dr. Bhagavantam throws more light on Swami's love which knew no boundaries or barriers. Bhagavantam was in the close proximity of Swami, even eating his lunch and dinner with Baba while he was in Prashanti Nilayam. Being a man of true scientific bent of mind, initially Bhagavantam had his struggles with Baba's superhuman powers and miracles. We conclude the two-part series on Bhagavantam with his insight on Swami. Let us watch.
I have had the courage to ask him, why don't you go to the United States? Several people want you there. His reply is, so many people who really are not as a divine person should be, go there and give such a wrong picture that I don't want to get mixed up with all these people. His hand is always like that. Whereas every other guru, every other institution, the hand is like this. If someone wants to give money for some good act, Sai Baba says, yes, there is a trust. They run schools, feed the poor children. Give it to the trust. He owns nothing, he takes nothing. And it is impossible to give to Sai Baba as an individual any gift. Try as you may. He never preaches unless he himself practices it. When Baba says, love all, he loves his worst enemy, one who abuses him, as deeply as he loves a devotee. There used to be a newspaper in Bombay. The editor was particularly inimical to Baba, writing slander. He made a statement in the newspaper that the food Baba eats is so rich that one meal is good enough to feed 20 hungry people. I have my lunch and my dinner here in Prashanti with Baba. And I know what he eats. When I eat my lunch with Baba, I go starving. He eats so little and you don't expect me to gulp too much food. The headline in the newspaper is a fantastic lie. He does not eat sweet. He does not touch curds, ghee, sugar, milk, coffee. The editor has written, Baba is always surrounded by women. This is the biggest lie. His own sister cannot enter the room. She stands outside until Baba comes out and speaks to her. No woman can enter his room. Because later I found that somebody mistook Mr. Kasturi for a woman. Kasturi is a woman's name as also a man's name. The editor of this newspaper wanted an interview with Baba. And Baba said yes. I started translating. Wondering how Baba is so loving, so generous to a man who has abused him. Baba treated him in a royal red carpet manner. I was envious. I thought Baba never treats me so kindly. The man went out. Baba looked at me and said, why are you so angry? You are red in your face. I said, Swami, I am very much upset. You leave out 10,000 devotees sitting there. You pick up this man. He has slandered you. Of course, if I had my way, I would throw out this man. He smiles and says, yes, that is the difference between you and me. To me, whether he has abused me, praised me, or whether he is my devotee, it makes no difference. Love every human being. Do good to one, particularly who harms you. Hundreds and thousands of gurus in India say this. Not one of them can treat a person who has abused him in the manner in which Baba has treated him. Many people here who speak ill of him, they come. No difference when Baba showers love on him. When sometimes I ask him, when Baba, you have shown so much generosity to him, why is it not a tenth of it you show me? He says, Bhagavantam, he deserves it more. You don't need it. His need is more. Love your enemy. He says it and he practices it.
At Vrindavan, Dr. S. Bhagavantam, former scientific advisor to the government of India.
As a scientist, are you skeptical regarding Satya Sai Baba's divine powers?
You can talk of skepticism only when you have in mind the miracles that he performed. Swami's divinity is evident. The way he expounds the most abstruse parts of Indian philosophy, scriptures, which even learned people find it very difficult to expound. Swami had never had a chance to study these things. Where does he get all this knowledge and power? These miracles are only to attract people. Once you go into his orbit, you repeatedly see his divinity. There is no doubt whatsoever.
Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. On today's Prashanti, we bring you Dr. V.K. Gokak, a man of international fame, a recipient of Jnanapith and Padma Shri award from the Government of India, who was an ardent devotee of Shri Baba. He was the Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University and later he served as the Vice Chancellor of Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning of Puttaparthi between 1981 and 1985. He also translated for Baba and spread his message to the world. Dr. Gokak's books on Shri Baba throw ample light on Baba up close, especially the book Advent of Satya Sai. Let's watch.
Swami always had the best of the best people to carry out his mission. There is little wonder that he chose Dr. Gokak to head his educational institution. Dr. Gokak had a most distinguished career at the Oxford University and as the president of the Sahitya Academy. It was Gokak's grand vision which gave a concrete shape to the concept of education that Bhagavan had in mind. Baba has revealed Gokak's past life that he was none other than the great Kapila Muni himself.
He has built hospitals because he wants to show that the service of the poor is the service of God. He has founded schools and colleges because he wants to give to the children integral education to strengthen their will in the service of the divine, to arrive at a complete emotional equipoise so that love wells up from the soul.
The best tribute to Gokak is given by Baba himself in his discourse in 2005 when he talked about Gokak's spiritual journey at length.
Gokak, the Vice Chancellor, was in deep problems at one time. A great scholar, yet could not understand Satya, the truth. Bhagavan gave him all the support. Bhagavan's help is not for the moment. Gokak came very close to Bhagavan. He reached the doubtless state. He could completely understand the immortal, nectarine, divine principle. Divine principle. Truth is one. So long there is this body identification, one cannot attain liberation. He has won over all this confusion. Ultimately, he was so steady and steadfast. Gokak used to constantly think, who is the knower? Am I the knower or the conscience? Between these two, conscious and conscience, there is Maya or illusion. This mistaken identity is the main cause. We should distance ourselves from this delusion. We should allow the fundamental truth to come forth. One day he met Bhagavan. He sat silently in deep meditation. Swami hit him on his head twice. Then he could experience the effulgence within himself. He transcended the mundane experience. He remained in that state of bliss. Swami touched the central part of the eyebrows. Then he declared, Swami, I am one. God is one. Love is one. Fundamental basic principle. Truth is one, not two. After deeply experiencing the whole divinity, he sent a telegram to Bhagavan. Bhagavan responded, said, this is right. I know. Don't change your mind. There is only one relationship between Gokak and Bhagavan, Atmik, as he left his physical body. Gokak said only two words, I reach you.
From an experience of Dr. Gokak, we learn that Baba never treated one devotee better than the other. Dr. Hislop narrates an incident that happened in 1974, just before Dr. Gokak's return to India after his tour of Satya Sai centers of America. A series of unexpected events conspired to delay his arrival at the airport by just 3 minutes. When Gokak and Dr. Hislop, who had driven him to the airport, were waiting for the next flight, a man came running and said, Oh, Mr. Gokak, I prayed to Baba fervently to make me reach the airport to give you my letter to Baba, and Baba helped me. The highway traffic was terrible, but Baba must have cleared the way and I caught you just in time. Dr. Gokak and Hislop broke into laughter. Dr. Gokak said, Here is the reason we missed the plane. Our compassionate Lord will do anything to indulge his devotees. An avatar is a sweet blend of human and the divine, says Dr. Gokak beautifully, with the attributes that may be summed up as madhurya or sweetness. Indeed, an apt description of the avatar of our times, Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. We are celebrating Shri Baba's birthday on Prashanti. Today, we bring you glimpses of festivities and the divine discourse where Baba himself narrates the beginnings of the major service projects that were mostly launched on the auspicious occasions of his birthday. Let us watch.
Ishwarama approached Bhagavan and said, Swami, I have a small desire. In this small hamlet village, they go to health center, they won't have proper medicine. Swami, please construct a small hospital for the benefit of the villagers. Bhagavan said, I will construct. On the following day, she came again. We also find children carrying heavy load of books to study. In order to help the children of this village, such that they could have education here, Swami, I request you to construct a small school. Bhagavan said, it will happen, don't worry. Next day she again came and said, Swami, in order to have drinking water, we have to walk all along to Chitravati river. When there is water available there, or else we are denied of even drinking water, please have a small well here. Swami, watching the scene, young children going to Chitravati river with all small containers to fetch pot full of water, I really cry. And Chitravati river is not full always. Swami, we need drinking water. Please arrange a well here. Bhagavan said, your desire is so small, I will amplify it. In future you will know. Before she left the body, Bhagavan said, whatever you desired will be fulfilled. I will see that all the villagers will have proper education, the good health. As the promise given, Bhagavan constructed a school here in Puttaparthi. Later Swami constructed college. And Mother Ishwarama said, Swami, I am very happy. Satya Sai College has become Satya Sai University later. Swami constructed a small primary health center in the mountain over there. The hospital was totally managed by one doctor and two nurses. The same simple small hospital then could become Shri Satya Sai Super Speciality Hospital today. One day Bhagavan noticed many of the women very close to Chitravati river collecting water there. Bhagavan himself noticed personally. In order to see that the neighboring villages should not feel jealous of Puttaparthi, Swami arranged for water supply, power supply to everybody. Bhagavan did all this in response to the fervent prayers and the needs of the whole community. Therefore, you should be helpful to good people, many people around. You need good virtues. You should take that work which is full of sacrifice. For that reason, Gita declared that you have got through every right on action, but not on the result. Act in the right way. Participate. Involve yourself. You want your family to grow and prosper, have full faith in God. You will find God everywhere. And once we have broadened our mind, we will have broad ideas. God is in human form. Therefore, we should shape ourselves as ideal human beings with broad vision and large hearts. Bhagavan wants us to participate in singing the glory of God, bhajan, so that we will have expansion of love. In the early hours of the morning, when devotees start singing the glory of God, Nagar Sankirtana, you will be filled with bubbling joy. You are not only happy for yourself, you make everybody happy. Love is never narrow-minded, never limited to one's own family. All should be one. Bhagavan is present in everyone's heart. Therefore, reflect upon the divinity. To experience all this, the love is the basic thing. All of you grow loved. This love should never be selfish. Broad-minded. And you should be broad-minded. All should be happy. All should come up in life.
As Shri Kasturi, Baba's biographer, says beautifully, these are but stray examples of his overwhelming love for mankind, his ministrations to the sick and the downtrodden, and his extracorporeal journeys to save men from calamities or to bless them at the moment of their departure from the physical cage, proclaim his mission of guarding the good. His touch, his word, the very sight of him has opened a new chapter in the lives of many a sinner, miser, atheist, idler and agnostic and ascetics. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's step into the beautiful world of Prashanti to be relayed here by a close friend of mine, Mrs. Nalini Bhatt. Stay tuned.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. This day of November 19th is celebrated as Ladies' Day by Sai family all over the world in order to teach the subtleties of scriptural texts and encourage women to play their role in society. On November 19, 1995, Swami declared 19th November as Ladies' Day. Women are the repositories of truth and culture. Dharma can be restored to its pristine purity by delving into the sacred qualities of women and disseminating them. Hence, Swami urged women to take up the reins of leadership and bring about peace and prosperity by leading ideal lives. A woman successfully wears many hats, that of a mother, daughter, wife, sister, and so on. Baba dedicated this day to that uniqueness of womanhood which needs to be recognized and celebrated. At Prashanti Nilayam on Ladies' Day, the entire occasion is done completely by women, including processions, concerts, and cultural programs, speeches, and service projects, and so on. Let us watch.
Because a mother is the very person who gives birth to everybody. Even your own country is called your motherland, not fatherland. It was Kausalya who gave birth to Rama. And because of Sita, the great mother, everything became so wonderful and well. It was Mother Ishwaramba, the great woman, who gave birth to Satyanarayana, who is responsible now for birth. Putali Devi, who was a mother of Gandhi, is a mother who is the very cause of...
This being the Ladies' Day, we could always share the joy of the occasion, totally arranged by ladies themselves. There is no difference between men and women. It's only basing on the vesture we distinguish man and woman, but basically they are one and the same in spirit and the soul. Everything is divine essentially. All aspire to attain divinity. Where is God? In the time of any incarnation, God takes upon himself the human body to protect the entire humanity. The divine power manifests in a human form. But if you call him the master, he will appear in the form of a master. If you think that he is the son, you will find him so. You think that you are all looking at God, but at the same time, you are also divine.
Prema Swarupulare.
Embodiments of love.
Women from time immemorial have tried to keep up this purity of the heart. There have been women who brought back, like Savitri, dead husbands to life, but there is not a single example of a man who has brought back to life a dead wife. Because of the changes of this modern world, there is no place whatsoever for good thoughts, for good actions, for the purpose of increasing the recognition of these values. And then it is the woman who should uphold it. And so there are various organizations of Shri Satya Sai, like Mahila Vibhag, and so many other type of things. It's only when the women get together that the whole nation becomes exemplary. Men should make an effort to understand this value in women. These women are those who can really touch things in the world. When they just think they can just bundle up the world, it's because we're belittling such women who can do such tremendous tasks. The world has come to this state. There is nothing that a woman cannot achieve. Recognizing this quality in woman, we will have to give her support and try to encourage her and see that she becomes the pillar. Women have got a heart which is devoid of selfishness. Their heart is full of compassion and kindness. In bringing up their children, they are so careful. Night and day, the woman will strive to look after her child. So to give you this message, November 19th has become a very holy day. The children should become pure, exemplary children. For this reason, this 19th is become a hallowed day. Eons may pass, but 19th will never change because it is the outcome of Swami. November 19th has been earmarked for all of us to obtain the love of God.
Thank you for joining us on the celebrations of Shri Baba's birthday. Jai Sai Ram.